What's up, YouTube? This is Mathwas97 and welcome to episode number 70 of my WWE 2K15 Universe Mode. We're here with another episode of Friday Night SmackDown. So, we can see, looking by the match card, we've got Corey Graves taking on Justin Gabriel in the opening contest. After Corey Graves, of course, attacking Adrian Neville at Over the Limit, and then again, attacking Sami Zayn last night on Main Event. Chris Jericho picks up a win over Goldust. Darren Young defeats Santina Marella. Paige and AJ Lee will go one-on-one, so the Divas champion Paige back in action following her title defense at the pay-per-view. And Victor defeats Jey Uso in singles competition with their respective tag team partners in their respective corners. And in the main event, John Cena will go one-on-one with Big E of the New Day. That is set to be a clash of powerhouses right there. John Cena, of course, he's had a bit of a rocky road as of late in his career. He's kind of stumbled a bit. We'll see if he can get back on track here tonight. But we're kicking off the episode with this man, this psychopath, just Corey Graves. Whenever he steps into that ring, he steps into the ring with murderous intent. I mean, just look in his eyes, Corey Graves. He is just a man of intensity. He is no nonsense whatsoever, and he's just out to end people's careers. He may have done just that to Adrian Neville last Sunday, and he may have done that to Sami Zayn on Tuesday, when he just flat out, I mean, it was a cheap attack from behind. He just blindsided him. But nonetheless, I mean, he decimated Sami Zayn. And, I mean, there was nothing Sami could even do. I mean, he got drop kicked face first into the apron. There was nothing Sami was even able to do. He was knocked unconscious from the get-go. And, well, we'll see if Justin Gabriel can hope to survive. I can't even speak. If Corey Graves... Justin Gabriel is what I meant to say. If Justin Gabriel can even survive in the ring with Corey Graves. But then again, this is a wrestling matchup, so Corey Graves, he's not going to be able to jump people from behind, as he seems... Oh, DDT from Gabriel. But that's one thing Corey Graves has done since he debuted, is jump people from behind. I mean, perhaps his attack on Sami Zayn on Main Event last episode was perhaps to try to gain a bit of redemption for episode 35, where, you know, prior to the NXT TakeOver event, Corey Graves and Sami Zayn were brought up to Raw for one night only, just to kind of showcase NXT, showcase what's going on down in the developmental territory. And then, of course, you know, Rusev and Adrian Neville were ringside as well. Sami Zayn, in the end, picked up the victory over Graves. Perhaps that was what Graves was after. Maybe that was the reason behind his attack. He wanted revenge on Sami Zayn. Or maybe he's just out to make a name for himself. And I mean, ending people's careers is certainly a way to get yourself noticed. I mean, let's be honest. If you're sidelining people for eternity, that they can never compete again in the ring, you're going to quickly make a reputation for yourself as let's just say you're going to be known as a threat. That's to put it lightly. But at the moment, Corey Graves, he's gained the advantage over Justin Gabriel here. Now driving that boot up into the chin, the jaw of Justin Gabriel. And I mean, we saw what Graves was capable of in the past, you know, his two past outings. I mean, Adrian Neville, I mean, what we've seen from Graves thus far, he is definitely a submission expert, as we've seen him use a multitude of submissions to this point. I mean, I don't even know what to call the move he used against Adrian Neville back at Over the Limit. I mean, he just completely bent Neville's arm and leg out of place. And then, of course, Lucky 13, last episode on Main Event. And I mean, Graves, he has a ton of submission holds in his arsenal that just target the leg alone, let alone anything else he might be capable of. But Gabriel with a splash off the second rope. 2 count. Oh, but he almost had Corey Graves right there. But look at this. Oh, a counter by Graves. And another running chop block. right to the knee, or maybe even the ankle, or more like the shin, I guess, would be more the area where Graves is hitting that move. But now look at this, Northern Lights suplex, 2 count, kick out by Gabriel. I almost think Corey Graves is just toying with Gabriel at this point. I mean, we've seen that Graves isn't satisfied unless he completely decimates his opponent, as he again goes after the leg. But, you know, just hitting that Northern Lights suplex, I feel like he's just toying with Gabriel. He's just slowly kind of, I mean, not only is Corey Graves destructive, obviously physically, he's just completely dissecting Gabriel's leg at the moment, but as well, he's also a master of mind games, and that's what I feel like Graves was trying to do earlier on. Huge backbreaker right there to Justin Gabriel. I mean, Gabriel, I mean, if guys like Sami Zayn and Adrian Neville can't hold their own against Corey Graves, and we've seen what those two are capable of, I don't know if Gabriel can. And oh, look at this, Lucky 13. Lucky 13 applied. He's going to break Justin Gabriel's ankle. Gabriel's going to have to tap out. He's got no choice. But can he hang on? No, he's got no choice. Did I really expect anything different? Corey Graves, if he locks in Lucky 13, you're done. You're tapping out. There's no ifs, ands, or buts. You're just done. There's nothing left. That Lucky 13 submission hold, I'd be amazed if anybody can survive a move like that. I mean, hey, if you want to throw your career away, then by all means, you can try to break out of that submission hold. But, you know, any sane competitor who wants to, you know, have a long career in the wrestling industry, they're going to tap out. Justin Gabriel, I mean, there's no shame in that. If you want to save your ankle, your leg, you tap out. And, I mean, when you're in the ring with someone like Corey Graves, that's almost all you can do. Corey Graves, he's quickly making this impression that nobody can stand up to him. I mean, of course, all of his opponents, they stay down. Neville, we haven't seen since Over the Limit. We haven't heard from him. Sami Zayn, I don't know when we're going to hear from him. Perhaps that's the last of Justin Gabriel as well. I mean, Graves, it seems like he was... I mean, to be fair, in Graves' matches, his wrestling style is almost... It's pretty tame compared to what he's done over the past week. Oh, look at this! Tamina blasting Paige from behind! Well, looks like I'm going to have to shift my focus, as Tamina Snuka, she's not even in this matchup. It's supposed to be a match between AJ and Paige, but Tamina, of course, if you missed the last episode of Universe Mode, Tamina, now the #1 contender for the Divas title after winning the Fatal 4-Way against Emma, Naomi, and AJ Lee. And Tamina, she's quickly making a statement, going right after Paige. And Paige, well, it looks like this match is going to continue. Paige, nonetheless, despite the attack, going on the assault with these vicious headbutts to AJ Lee. But obviously that attack is going to play a huge factor in this one. We could perhaps seeing... lost my train of thought. Sorry about that. But Tamina, you know, obviously she's now the #1 contender. And like I said last episode, Tamina... Oh, wait, look at this. Hurricanrana. Oh, but Paige counters. Counters into a roll-up of her own. 2 count. And AJ kicks at it, too. Oof. But, like I was saying last episode, Tamina has been stepping up her aggressiveness. That's what I always felt was Paige's defining factor. It's what really made her a standout woman in this division. But now Tamina is almost trying to match Paige's aggressiveness. And, of course, attacking Paige here tonight, that's a good way to make really send a statement to your opponent. Paige, she's definitely on the ropes at this point, and she now knows that Tamina is going to be a serious threat. Granted, Paige did defeat Tamina once before, a couple of months ago, to become the #1 contender back for the Extreme Rules pay-per-view. That was how she, of course, began this dominant reign that she's kind of started off, by defeating Tamina to become the #1 contender, and then going on to defeat Brie Bella at Extreme Rules. But Tamina, it seems as though she's really been doing whatever it takes to try to step up her game. And perhaps, you know, the tides may have turned. Maybe Tamina has what it takes to defeat Paige. Paige, she's definitely going to have to keep on her toes. Another Hurricanrana here from AJ, and another kick out from Paige at a count of 2. But Paige, she's definitely, you know, she may have been able to defeat Tamina once before, but now she knows that, well, I don't know if she ever would have thought that, but Tamina certainly is not going to be easy pickings. I mean, Tamina, she's going to definitely give Paige a run for her money, and that's what she definitely did here tonight. But now this is a point where Paige, she has to make a statement. She has to prove to Tamina that despite the attack, she can still defeat one of the greatest divas in this division in AJ Lee as she hooks the leg, but a kick out by AJ. As AJ, I mean, if we're talking about people who've been in this division since day one, you're basically looking at AJ Lee and Natalya. Granted, the Bellas were around, but not really relevant. If you're looking at the two who have really been here since day one, and they've been at the top, you're looking at AJ and Natalya. So AJ, of course, getting a win over her would be a big statement. Oh, look at this, though. Black Widow locked in. The Black Widow submission hold applied. Paige could be forced to tap out, and she does. Paige had no choice. The attack before the match by Tamina just took too much out of her. She didn't have enough left in the tank to escape the submission hold. And AJ Lee defeats Paige for the first time in Paige's career. Paige has lost a match. Wow, I mean, she managed to keep a good undefeated streak going. She went from February all the way up to now June. But, no, unfortunately, streaks are just made to be broken. And that's what AJ Lee proved here tonight. Locking in that Black Widow, Paige had nowhere to go. Nowhere near the ropes. She had to tap out. And now AJ Lee, she now holds the proud title of being the first woman to defeat Paige in a wrestling matchup. So it's a big victory for AJ. And hey, it's a win over the Divas champion. So even though AJ might not quite be able to face Paige at Payback, since Tamina's already the #1 contender, that's definitely a good way for AJ to throw herself in the mix for Money in the Bank. I mean, she very well might be the next opponent that Paige has to face, if Paige can defeat Tamina. But, of course, you know, that's a what-if scenario. We're just going to have to wait and see how things play out. But now it's time that we move on to the main event for this evening, as it is a confrontation between 1/3 of the New Day, Big E, taking on this man, John Cena, Mr. Hustle, Loyalty, Respect, Never Give Up. John Cena here tonight, looking to try to get his career back on track, because Cena, ever since he lost the WWE Championship, he has struggled a bit, to say the least. I mean, he lost to CM Punk leading up to WrestleMania and gave up his #1 contendership, and then he was drafted over to SmackDown, which it looked like Cena, I mean, being drafted over to SmackDown, it looked like he was going to have a good opportunity to go right into, you know, have a new scene, new scenery, try to, you know, build yourself back up. But unfortunately for John, a lot has been happening here on SmackDown. I mean, we've seen guys like Wade Barrett and Sheamus, who were here before him. They've really stepped up their game, really tried to maintain that position that they had once before. I mean, with the roster being jumbled around and whatnot, it really mixes up the rankings. So it was a good opportunity for them to try to restake their claim to the contendership. And then also we have some of the other superstars who were brought over from Raw, who are trying to build themselves up here on the new brand. And especially the big name that comes to mind, obviously, is Roman Reigns, who has, I mean, heck, we saw when Sheamus and Barrett were assaulting CM Punk. Well, Roman Reigns, he inserted himself right directly into the fray. And hey, that was a really good way for Reigns to get himself into the championship hunt. And it seems as though the way things are going, we could perhaps be looking at a potential fatal 4-way coming up at Payback. But we got to see how things develop, where things go from here at the moment. Because I mean Reigns, he has got himself mixed up into the fray, but perhaps things could change. I mean, there's a while between now and Payback. I mean, we're just coming off the Over the Limit pay-per-view. who knows what could happen. But we'll just have to stay tuned, see where things go from here. At the moment, though, John Cena drives the elbow right into the face of Big E, another superstar who was brought over from Monday Night Raw via the WWE draft. Big E alongside his tag team partner Kofi Kingston, both brought over here to SmackDown, so they were able to join up with fellow New Day member Xavier Woods. That was a bit of an odd way. That could have perhaps been what has been hindering them, is the fact that, you know, Big E and Kofi were over on Raw. Xavier Woods was stuck here on SmackDown, so it was tough to kind of develop that sort of unity when one of your teammates is on a completely different show. That does make it a little bit more difficult to try to form that bond that teammates need to have. But wait a minute, look at this. Big E running off the ropes, building up a full head of steam, and now the splash to Cena, hooks the leg, 2 count, but Cena kicks at it too, as is expected from WWE's Superman. As John Cena back to his feet, nice punch to the skull of Big E, but Big E counters, tosses Cena into the corner, and look at this, a running spear into the corner by Big E, as now he drives that big knee of his into John Cena's face, into the mush of Cena, as Big E is really taking the fight to Cena at the moment. But of course, curse of the commentator, Cena now with the half Nelson neck breaker, could put Big E away, forearm across the face, 2 count, not even a 2 count, wow, Big E able to kick out just before a 2 count. John Cena has got to be a bit shocked from that. I mean, that was one of his signature maneuvers, and Big E just shrugged it off like it was almost nothing. Now look at this, Cena with a roll-up, as he's got Big E stacked up on his shoulders, 2 count, but Big E just gets the shoulder off the mat, just in the nick of time. And now look at Cena. What's he going to do here as he powers Big E up and back down with a sit-out power bomb. And that's one thing that John Cena is an expert at. He's always developing his moveset. He's making progress in that ring. He's learning new moves to add to his arsenal. And that's one of the I'd have to say one of the key points of John Cena. But wait a minute. Big E, look at this. Oh, he's got Cena up on his shoulder. He's looking to finish Cena off with the big ending. And that's just what he does. Planting Cena face first into the mat. As Cena, he could be done here. Big E hooks the leg. 1, 2, 3. That is it, folks. Just like that, Big E with a huge upset here tonight over John Cena. I mean, granted, that was Big E's finisher, but I mean, how many times before have we seen Cena just kick out of finishers at the last possible second? Just when you think Cena's down and out, he stays in it. But not tonight. Tonight, this goes to show how far Cena has fallen since losing the WWE Championship. It's almost like he's, I don't know, he's just not in the right mental state that he should be in. Perhaps a bit of self-doubt coming into play. And as we can see here, Xavier Woods enters the ring. And I mean, the New Day, this is something to celebrate. A victory over John Cena, that can't be taken lightly, but oh, wait a minute. What is going on? What is about to go down here? The world's strongest man, another superstar that has been almost pushed aside out of the World Championship picture as of late. Mark Henry making his way down to the ring. Is he going after? Oh, no. Mark Henry, what is he looking to do to Cena here? I mean, the man is already beaten. He was just defeated in a matchup. And now Mark Henry, he's going on the assault. Attacking John Cena here as he's going to go for that world's strongest slam. Planting Cena into the mat. And I mean, this is completely uncalled for from Henry. Cena, he's already taken damage from Big E. And Henry, not even the world's strongest slam is enough to satisfy him. Henry continuing to go on the assault. Where is security? Our security is just awful as of late. They can't seem to keep these superstars in check. Oh, no. Oh, this is not looking good. Cena, you have to get out of the way. Oh, Mark Henry. 400+ pounds. Just crushing the wind, the air out of John Cena. And, oh, referee, now's a little too late to try to stop this. We're going to need more than one referee to keep Mark Henry at bay. Well, it looks like Henry's finished his assault, but he's done the damage. He's made his statement. And that is it for this episode of Universe Mode. I hope you enjoyed this edition of SmackDown. Be sure to stay tuned for more. And as always, keep on YouTubing.